What's up guys, back with another video. WWDC is over for us, the part that interests us the most, with that new iPadOS, macOS and iOS 16. Tons of things to talk about, but in this specific video I want to focus on one aspect of iOS 16 that I did not expect at all. And that is the loss of support for iPhone 7. Like, as we all know, iPhone 6s, SE, 6s Plus were discontinued, which was pretty obvious, these devices were supported forever, but like pretty much everybody expected iPhone 7 to get iOS 16, and then out of nowhere, like the list of supported devices lists iPhone 8 or higher. And like, I was kind of blown away because, to be honest, I didn't expect I would be making this video. I expected I would make something like iOS 16 on the oldest supported iPhone, and then I go to the list and I'm shocked that the iPhone 7 is not supported anymore. And the more I think about it, the more surprising it is for me. Like, I found one reason only why iPhone 7 possibly is not supported anymore. Like, one reason. And that reason I'll tell you later. But like now, going by the logic, by the way devices are supported. Like if we look at iPadOS 16, which by the way I pretty much liked. I didn't expect anything really to be introduced with that iPadOS, but still it's a quite decent version in my opinion. But like iPad 5 from 2017 with like A9 chip with the same hardware as iPhone 6s is still being supported. Like the same hardware as iPhone 6s. iPad 6 with the same hardware as iPhone 7 is being supported, and iPad 7 with the same A10 chip is still being supported, and yet somehow iPhone 7 and 7 Plus were completely abandoned when it comes to the software support. And like, this is crazy to actually think about it, because I thought like the iPhone 7 was actually the first iPhone to introduce 4-core CPU. The A10 was quite a significant upgrade when it comes to the performance compared to the iPhone 6, and yet both iPhone 6s and 7 were discontinued when it comes to the support, which is kind of insane for me. But I think that the reason behind it is pretty much all of this intelligence that's in iOS 16. That intelligence that relies on the neural engine that iPhone 7 does not have. And that's probably the main reason why Apple decided that it was time to go like iPhone 7. It will have like 6 years this September, so it's still a pretty old phone that has been aging quite a bit since pretty much iOS 14. So I guess that was the reason why Apple decided to abandon this phone, since it doesn't have neural engine. That one, iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 were the first ones to actually introduce that neural engine. So that's probably the main reason. But like, that's still very surprising, because as I said, iPad 9 with older processor, the same amount of RAM, still is being supported. And like iPhone 7 Plus was the first iPhone to introduce 3 GB of RAM, and like it rocks the same hardware as the iPad 7, and it was abandoned too. So it's kind of crazy for me, and like all I see is the only possible explanation to that is the absence of neural engine on this device. And I think that's the main reason. Apple just wanna go a little bit forward, with the intelligence, live text and stuff like that. But on the other hand, iPhone 8 has neural engine but still doesn't support live text. But I guess this is the way it is. I'm still a little bit surprised, but I think that's the reason. They just want to go with more intelligence that's based on neural engine, and that's the reason iPhone 7 was abandoned as well. Anyway, rest in peace, because this was the phone that I was recording on my first videos on this channel, and it's still pretty functional. I did a review 2 months ago. I did a gaming test of this phone, and it was still performing pretty decently. Still has some hardware capabilities that could potentially push iOS 16, and I'm surprised it didn't get that. I'm really surprised about it. I thought that it would for sure get, since that Apple A10 was so popular, since iPod Touch was being sold with Apple A10 just a few weeks ago, and suddenly it was abandoned like that, and kind of shocking, but it is the way it is, Even though it was supported for a shorter amount of time than we expected, it still had a pretty good run when it comes to the software support. I mean, this September, this phone is 6 years old, so like it's still plenty. It's just very surprising, isn't it?